What a weekend of football we have in store. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Prediction Show. Things look a little bit different around here, don't they? This is a brand new format where we are going to be covering all of the major European leagues. And in this episode, a bit of a twist, we are going to be using OddAlerts AI to help make our predictions. That's right, in this episode, I'm going to be working in unison with my creation, OddAlerts AI. It's actually powering this bottom bar that you see here. It's looking at every game being played across Europe and extracting key insights and metrics and trends for your viewing pleasure. And we're going to be using AI to create 5 selections for this weekend. Some of them will be bankers, some of them will be long shots, some of them will be pure value plays. We're going to track every single one of them, and then on the next video we're going to see how they did. And don't forget to get your predictions in the comments. With that said, well done to this user. You have won a month of OddAlerts Pro, and the same applies for this video. Give me some feedback on the new format. Let me know what your predictions are for this weekend. If you see anything that's worth shouting about on these new sidebars, get it in the comments for everyone else to see. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Now we have some fantastic games coming up this weekend, and as always, get your predictions in the comments. Manchester City away at Liverpool, Manchester United hosting Tottenham. What are the scores going to be in those games? Can Arsenal capitalise potentially with their home game to Sunderland? Get your comments in. Every comment automatically entered into a draw to win OddAlerts Pro, which includes unlimited access to OddAlerts AI. Now then, let's crack on with the rest of the video. We are going to start with the AI football predictions page. There's been some updates here, but I just want to show you an interesting metric that was flagged by AI for Everton. So Everton are away at Fulham, and the AI here, one of the insights, it gives you 5 insights per fixture. We can click to show more. But I just wanted to show you here the odds. BTTS at evens, over 2.5 at 2.32. Yes, Everton have kept 5 clean sheets in the last 10 away games, but if you've watched Fulham, they are a very, very good goal-scoring team, and they have scored in 9 of the last 10, with a lot of those goals coming after 70 minutes. And another insight here from OddAlerts AI, which does get me thinking about BTTS, is that Everton have scored in 7 straight games often ending 1-1, so maybe that is what pushes you towards BTTS rather than over 2.5 goals. The model gives BTTS a 56% chance versus a 50% chance from the bookmakers. So it is a value bet, 12.6% value play. I think we may have found our first selection. So the odds have dropped ever so slightly, but 1.98, I think that is still a good price. That is going to be our first selection. As always, let me know what you think about this one in the comments. We are leaning on AI. We are trusting OddAlerts AI in this video. Usually you would see me go into all of the stats, all of the data. We can see the goals. We can see the results for Everton. We can see what it's talking about with the 1-1 draws. We can look at all competitions. We can see that there is 4 1-1 draws there. Away from home, we can see those clean sheets. But OddAlerts AI is doing all that work for you and giving you those insights. So our first selection is BTTS in this 3 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. Next up, we jump to the football form guide tool just to show you where the data is being pulled from in the new sidebar. And we're looking at the last 10 games, top European leagues. As always, link in the description if you want to check this out. Lyon are the form team in Europe. And believe it or not, for them to win, for them to continue winning, it is a value bet. Let's take a quick look at the data. So the probability model on OddAlerts has them at 1.65 implied odds to win this game. You can get them at 1.74 currently. That is a decent bet for me. We can take a look at their form at this moment in time. Now, they did play in midweek, but this is what they are doing at the moment. Winning games non-stop. The last defeat, the last time they dropped points in any competition was the 7th of December, and they have got Endrick on loan from Real Madrid, who is absolutely smashing it. Literally, if you saw his goal against Laval, that left foot, what is it about Brazilians and a rocket left foot? Adriano, Ganso, Roberto Carlos, Hulk as well. There is some power in that left peg. So we're going to jump back to the AI football predictions page just to see if there's anything we can pair with this to maybe create a bet builder for this game. 1.74 is great, but we could maybe add something to nudge it above evens. As I said before, this is all off the cuff. This is how I would do the research. This is how I would navigate this tool to try and put selections together. You might start with the form guide. You might start with quick filters. You might start with the trends page. It's completely up to you. So an interesting insight here is that Lyon have actually scored in the first half in 7 of their last 10 games. Nantes have BTTS in 8 out of 10 and score often despite poor results. And we can confirm that they are a good goal-scoring team despite not winning that many games. They have scored in 8 straight games and in 9 out of 10 games, but they concede 2.2 per game. So this now leans towards over 2.5 goals or maybe BTTS. For me, I'm thinking Lyon and over 2.5 goals. Let me just take a quick look at the odds and we'll confirm and lock in our second selection. So I've got the odds up here and I'm actually rather surprised to see Lyon to score more than once, 1.8. So I'm going to combine that with the Lyon victory, and that gets us odds of 3.1. So our second selection is locked in, and that is a pretty good one, if you don't mind me saying. Thank you, OddAlerts AI. Next up, we return to the form guide. I just wanted to show you here, we're looking at over 0.5 goals for. This is how many times they've scored a goal in the last 10 games. We can see there's a lot of teams on 10 out of 10. Teams that you would expect, of course, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Elche, who are at Real Sociedad, who have also scored in 10 out of 10. And I saw that on the sidebar. This is why I've just decided to check this out now. I also saw Metz. They were on 7 out of 10, which I thought was pretty good until I got to this page and saw that there was a lot of teams in good goal-scoring form. We can see there as well, Nantes, the team that we've just looked at, they have scored in 9 of the last 10 games, as have Chelsea. Lorient in good form at the moment away at Brest, who are also in good goal-scoring form. That could be one to check out for BTTS. PSG scored in 9. They are playing Marseille. We've got to check out that game, haven't we? PSG against Marseille. Let's give it a look. So it's a huge game in France. PSG, Marseille, it's always a huge game. Feisty game, to say the least. PSG have scored in 9 of their last 10, 17 goals in the last 10. That's not great for PSG. Marseille, by comparison, 30 goals in their last 10 games. It says, expect a high-volume attacking game where shots and shots on target lines look primed for overs, depending on pricing. Well, let's take a look at pricing. So both teams to receive a card, 1.3. That seems quite high for what is a very heated game usually. That's decent selection to just add, but we are going to take a look at those shots on target. Let's have a look at Marseille's shots on target. For them to have over 3.5 shots on target in the game gets this to 2.3. So we need them to have 4 or more shots on target, which they have in every game since the 5th of December. And even more interestingly as well, shots on target against at home for PSG in Ligue 1, 7, 6, 6, 12, 5, 12, 12, 11 and 3. This has landed in every single home game since the opening day of the season. So both teams to get a card and Marseille to have over 3.5 shots on target in the game, odds of 2.3. Let me know what you think about this one and let me know what you are on this weekend. What do you think about this new format? Do you like me exploring the European leagues? Please do give me your feedback in the comments and hit like and subscribe whilst you're down there. For the next selection, we're going to jump back to the Premier League. I just saw that AFC Bournemouth have a great BTTS record in the ticker, so we're going to check that out now. AFC Bournemouth against Aston Villa, and it says here, attack versus attack. Goals expected on the South Coast. Bournemouth have scored in 10 of their last 10 games, but also concede 2.2 goals per game. Villa's last 10 away games have seen BTTS in 7 out of 10, over 2.5 goals in 7 out of 10 as well. Over 2.5 goals at 1.66 is a small value bet. And what we can do for this one, what we're going to do for this one is I'm going to show you the AI match report feature, which was added this week. You can click on it it'll go away, get you a match report that also contains some betting tips and predictions. So Villa roll into Bournemouth on a 4-game unbeaten away run with 3 wins, whilst the Cherries have seen both sides hit the net in their last 4 home fixtures and scored 3 or more in 2 straight games. Bournemouth are a bit up and down this season, aren't they? But they are always a team that can score goals. Villa sit third, scoring 1.46 goals per game, conceding just 1.08, a win rate of 58%. And we can see the betting angles here that have been provided by OddAlerts AI. Over 2.5 goals, marginal value bet. Aston Villa to win, again, marginal value bet. It says avoid BTTS as that is negative value. The verdict, Villa to win, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Let's take a look at the odds. I'm going to listen to OddAlerts AI on this one, but I do have my own opinions on Bournemouth. And for that, we're just going to jump to the football form guide very quickly. So back to the football form guide, we can see Bournemouth here. They've scored in 10 of their last 10 games, as we saw before. They're not alone. There's a lot of teams that have done so. Elche against Real Sociedad as well. Maybe worth checking out for BTTS, as they have both scored 10 out of 10. What you can do on this page is click on the chart icon here, and then you can get an overview of the team and where they rank amongst all of the top teams in Europe. So we can see here, and one thing that I just wanted to show you, BTTS in the second half, 7 of the last 10 games for Bournemouth. That is pretty crazy. Total corners, they rank first. Corners against, they rank second, so just a lot of corners here. Over 8.5 corners in 9 of their last 10 games. They've had over 11.5 corners in 6 of 10 games. They rank first for that, as they do for over 12.5 corners. So corners could be a play here, as well as potentially BTTS in this one. So this one is a bit more of a long shot. I rejected AI's suggestion for corners, not because I don't believe in it, but because the odds were not great. However, it did bring up some data around second half goals. So we are looking at most goals in the second half of this game, both teams to score, and Aston Villa to win or draw. Bournemouth are allowing teams onto them quite a lot, as we saw in the form guide data, and as you've probably seen on these sidebars and stuff through the video. So I think Aston Villa will take advantage of that, with Tammy Abraham now in the squad, and Ollie Watkins as well, of course. So this is the prediction for this game, 4.2. We have one more to put together. Let's see what we can find. Now, before we get to the final selection, I'm going to add one more. So we're not doing 5, we're doing 6. Well done if you've stuck around this long. The 5th selection comes from the Bundesliga. It is SC Freiburg against Werder Bremen. Freiburg are 8-2 in their last 10 games, 8 wins and 2 draws, no defeats in the last 10 home games, conceding just 0.6 goals per game, keeping 5 clean sheets. Bremen, no wins, 5 draws and 5 defeats in their last 10 games overall. Negative 11 goal difference. The home win at 1.91 carries 20% value with the model. This is a serious value bet for a very, very capable and strong home team against a bit of a shaky current form team. Do we even need to press show 4 more? Well, let's do it anyway. Bremen's blunt attack against Freiburg's tight home defence. More of the same, but a bit more data for you. Slow burn, second half goals favoured again. Now, Freiburg are 1.5 to score in the second half. AI suggested and showed us the data. Their second half goals scoring plenty of goals. So for them to win and to score in the second half is 2.865. I think we've found our 5th selection. Now on to the bonus selection. So for the bonus selection, we are back in Ligue 1, back in France, because Lens have won 10 games in a row, and this is another value bet, 8.4%, 1.83 for them to make it 11 out of 11, and they are facing Rennes. Rennes, who arrive winless and scoreless in their last 3. They've conceded 9 goals in that spell, and they have lost by 2 or more goals in 4 of their last 10. Let's do an AI match report, shall we? And hopefully the odds haven't dropped too much since those initial insights were calculated a few hours ago. we can take a look here. Second place Lens boast a 75% win rate this season, averaging 1.7 goals whilst conceding just 0.8 per game. At home, they are a fortress, unbeaten in the last 10, winning all of them. Yeah, they have not conceded after the 70th minute, which does suggest that they can get a lead and then shut up shop as well. Rennes are 6, but obviously their form has dipped in recent weeks. And with this new version of OddAlerts AI, version 0.5 we are up to now, the best bet it's saying is a home win. 1.77 the current odds, so shop around and see what odds you can get. We'll take a look at the odds comparison in a moment. Both teams to score, no, is a narrow value bet as well. Over 3.5 goals is the long shot that it is suggesting, and again, marginal value at 1.28. So you can actually get odds of 1.87 at this moment in time. You can see 1.81 with 188bet, 1xbet, 1.87. Well worth taking given the form. And I just wanted to show you as well some other timing data here. In the second half, they have not conceded a goal at home. So we saw that OddAlerts AI had told us about the 70-minute mark, that they haven't conceded after 70 minutes. Well, actually, they haven't conceded after 45 minutes at home this season. They've scored first in 70% of home games, which is also interesting to see that so have Rennes. We could see that there are 6 Rennes. If we look at the table, we can see they are 15 points away from Lens, who are chasing PSG, 2 points behind them. This is the form of Rennes. If we look at their overall form, we can see that they do come into this winless and scoreless in those last 3 games, as OddAlerts AI extracted for us a 3-0 defeat just a couple of days ago at Marseille, whilst Rennes have been absolutely superb, especially at home this season. So I'm just looking at unders. I know people won't like that, but given their great defence, under 4 goals at 1.53, plus the odds for them to win, that makes 2.7. There we have our 6 selections. Gave you an extra bonus one there. I've probably missed so many insights and value bets that have been popping up around the sidebars in this video. Let me know what you think about this new format, if you prefer it to me just looking at the Premier League, for example. Get your comments in for your chance to win OddAlerts Pro. There is our final bet list for this weekend. 6 selections. How many of them do you think are going to win? Let me know in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed creating the new format and layout which will be used going forward. As I say, get your comments in. Let me know if you've got any feedback, and I will see you in the next one.